Yep. What's up? This is Andre, Snowy, whatever you know me as. Yeah, I had a lot to say, but now that I sit here, I just feel like ain't too much to say. I'm homeless now. Homeless EMT. Shout out Superior. Shout out Superior, man. Yippee. Shout out. No, I don't even want to start on that. It's getting upset after the fact, and it's kind of belligerent, Whatever happened, it's gonna happen, The weird shit that went on with my manager there, and et cetera, it is what it is. It happened. That's what it is. Yeah. I really had a lot to say. I kind of organized a lot of this in my head, and now it's just, I'm not feeling it anymore. I'm not feeling anything. But yeah, I'm homeless. I'm living out my car, as you can see. Yeah, shit in the back. I thought I was gonna be able to lay in the back, but my car is a lot smaller than I was anticipating, so unless I want to have just clothes and I don't know, no hygiene products, or whatever, I don't know, I'm probably gonna cut down on stuff eventually, but I'm used to sleeping like this anyway, because working on the ambulance and whatnot. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna sit here and yap, talk about whatever's on my mind, let it all come out. I don't know. I guess if you're seeing this, maybe I don't know, by the end of this, there's 3 different things, I guess. Either, I don't know, either I'm disappeared. I don't know what I can talk about on whatever this is gonna go on YouTube or whatever. Either, yeah, that, or I'm just, thugging it out, or I'm in the military or something. I don't know. I mean, there's 3 options I got here. I can join the military. I can just live out my car, get a job, start over again. Or live out in the wild. I guess there's a few other things. I could just become drug addict and vibe out my life, but obviously I'd just run out of money, and I don't know. I'm not, despite everything that's happened in my life, I don't give up. So I don't believe in being anything but the greatest, so that's kind of off the table. And I'm sure if I'm low enough, maybe, but I don't know. I've been pretty low. I feel like I'm immune to it at this point. Not that I don't feel anything anymore, but it's just, everything in my life has been just a combination of everything else, all other circumstances that led up to it. And I don't know, I'm not a spiteful, hateful person, but And at some point you gotta give, man. Like, I don't know. I think the hardest part in all of this was like, you know, and it sounds privileged because, ooh, America, you know, it's not hard to live in America, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. There's all a bunch of weird shit about that, and I don't care. But, you know, to truly give up on your dream, you know, and I'm not talking about, you know, oh, well, this didn't work out, so I guess I can't do that. I'm talking about, you know, fully being in control, capable, etc., and just having to accept that no matter what you do, that your dreams you can't have them, you know. And for me, that was, you know, with the fighting game community, you know, I've been through hard times in my life, and they are genuinely family to me, you know. Some of these people that I've met, they're like brothers, sisters to me, you know. So that's a big part of it, you know. And I know to some people that's like, oh, what the fuck, it's just games, or, you know, whatever. But, you know, it's more than that, you know. It's on top of, you know, just the time that we spend together, and, you know, the memories that are made and uplifting each other. It's just having something in your life that genuinely brings you joy, you know. Like, imagine the happiest thing that you ever do, or that makes you happy, and, you know, that being your passion, you know. That's essentially all it is. You know, dreams of this EMS shit, you know, like really helping people, you know. I always work hard. I try to, well, I always put out like 110%, you know, do the things that people don't want to, because I don't know, I wasn't even raised that way. Like, no one told me go and do 8,000 things, you know. I was always raised to do the right thing, but, you know, I think somewhere along the line I put that 110% as doing the right thing, you know. Always taking the things that people can't take, you know, because if anyone's gonna do it, I'd rather be the one that does it, you know, because I really want to. But yeah, you know, despite how much EMS is needed, you know, clearly it isn't that needed, because here I am in a profession that needs professionals, and, you know, sorry, forgive me. I don't know if there's spitting walls, but I'm in Chicago, and hopefully there's not. But yeah, you know, like, there's no, I don't know, the EMS stuff is just so gate kept. It's like, you know, they don't want you to work, or they don't want you to get money, you know. I would do half the things that I do and more for probably half than the money I'm getting now, you know. And the money I was getting was fucking shit, you know. You can't live as anything in Chicago, or I don't know, maybe it's just the whole country this way, you know. You need people to depend on, or you need a better job, or et cetera, you know. And that's just the way it is, you know. And unfortunately, I put all my eggs in one basket, you know. I can only blame myself, you know. I've had multiple opportunities, multiple situations where I had a good thing going, and constantly I chase my heart and say, all right, this is what we're gonna do, and it never pays off. It never does. And if I didn't ruin it myself, or, you know, jeopardize it myself, someone else literally took it away from me. So, I mean, it's just what it is, you know. I started in management. I started in, fucking meat house, and I've just been working, since I was a kid, and, worked with my grandpa, and, had a good work ethic. Finally turned 18, got a job, moved into management the same year. I just was always moving forward, and that my fucking management job got fucked up over some fucking girl. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, she did some evil, weird shit, and we had a falling out, and it was no physical or verbal thing. It was just, I felt wronged. I made a complaint. You guys know how that one goes, and yeah, we don't even gotta talk too much on that. After that, I go into, I try to make the best of that situation, because I'm like, okay, well, I'm working there. I was also bartending. I was like, okay, well, I still want to do management. Management was my thing, and I wanted to move up the corporate ladder, and I stayed at that job for years, and they would not advance me. And then the moment I started to have some leeway, that happens. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna use this and pillar launch forward. I go to Aldi, apply to Aldi. It was great. I had a really amazing experience. Everything about the company was lovely. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I'm not one to regret something, but I guess it's inevitable, Can't really say you don't regret and bring up what could have been, so maybe I do. I don't know. I'm just not, critical of it, but Aldi was amazing. I had a wonderful team. I had a great manager, I won't say his name, but, he was really good to me, My other manager, or I guess coworker, she was really good to me. It was, it was like another community, another family, and, that one, I don't even get myself in situations where, I don't know, especially at work, I'm very, I'm professional. I don't like to intermingle or, jeopardize that stuff, but, eventually, long story short, someone came on to me, and the whole time they're married, and a simple thing like going out on a date, like planning to go on a date, gets me held at gunpoint by her father. Her fucking spouse comes out and, is chewing me out. And allegedly, apparently it was all some backdoor scheme, because the first thing they said was, you're such an idiot. This, and that. We used you. We're going to send an HR report. Yada, yada, yada. And there, at that point, I just left. I was like, okay, well, I was convinced, we're working towards something. Okay, well, what's really the problem here? What the hell? And I guess most people in that situation would just fucking move immediately, just leave. What the hell? There's resistance to whatever, but I don't know, it was a sudden fucking thing. And well, what the fuck do you mean you have a fucking spouse and they're I was under the fucking assumption of a completely different situation, and it's not abuse at all. In fact, it's fucking manipulation and whatever. The fact of the matter is, just another instance of malicious will done, and that one was really hard on me. And that one, I attempted to I don't even know if I can say it on your unalive. I attempted to unalive. I failed at that, and that was something I don't know. I had a lot of people have it as deep parts of their life, and I don't know. The effect of the person was deeper than the act to me, you know, like, I don't know. I guess it's years of trauma built up that shapes my mind to treat some things as whatever and etc. But in that moment, you know, my friends, my fighting game friends, my family, you know, they reached out to me, you know, and they came to me. They really saved me in a time that I needed it, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just, this is disorganized, so I'm just jumping around here, but I guess we're on the line of, you know, instances and where my life fucked up and whatnot. I guess what I'm getting at is the women in my life that have ruined me, and I mean, it's been multiple, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and name everyone, you know. I'm sure they don't care. I mean, yeah, honestly, I don't even care. I don't hold ill will towards people. I mean, I guess if I had to, it would be my first ex. Because that one, you know, that's what kind of set everything in motion, you know, in high school. You know, accusations, lies, manipulation, just everything to, like, hold a hellish image of me. And I feel like it's truly, I don't even know if I can call it an unfortunate event, you know, because I should be the one that doesn't feel compelled to, like, be harmed by these sorts of things, or, you know, if someone's not right or whatever, to just distance myself, you know. But I don't know. I can sit here and blame myself all day. I'm just gonna keep talking. But yeah, you know, that was my first girlfriend, and that really fucked with me, and I was depressed in high school. And that kind of set the tone for a good majority of my life, because it spearheaded it, you know. I had my dad pass in middle school, and that was something that was hard for me. I couldn't accept that, and I don't think I've accepted it even today, you know. And I think because of that, I don't know, I've naturally been an unhappy kid, and I think at first it was just, you know, oh, I'm a little fucking shithead brat, you know. But as I got older, you know, my dad, that just made me that much unhappier, you know. Like, I can smile, but never happy. You know, when he died, I don't know, it felt like something inside of me, to where I resented everything, you know. I resented God, especially. Like, I felt like, I don't know, I feel like it's not something that's gonna fix or mend or forgiveness, or, you know, my family's religious, and, you know, it's respect to anyone that is. I just can't, I don't feel the same that other people feel, like the same way. I don't feel the same way that other people feel. And even if I can understand where they're coming from, you know, I can talk about it and we can have a discussion and come to an agreement, and I can understand why they feel that way or why they feel compelled, you know. Even if I can understand, I can't authentically feel, you know. I don't feel God's grace or forgiveness, you know. All I feel is hate. I feel hate for it, because, you know, as childish as it sounds, it's just not, it's not good to me, you know. And death is inevitable, and eventually it's gonna happen for all my family, you know, and everyone I know, and then me, you know. So maybe subconsciously, deep down, I'm just not accepting that death is real, which seems silly, but I don't know. I think what is really irking me is the pain that it's caused, and I can't really sit here and act like I'm not hurt all the time, because not only do I come to think about, what could have been, but just thinking about what is lost, like, it's not just that I lost my dad, it's that I lost my best friend, like, I lost a part of myself, so that's, that's what it is. Yeah, first girlfriend, that one fucked me up because I didn't know. I mean, at that point, I probably still didn't know what love was, but I felt for that person and I cared. And I'm always someone that has cared authentically, like, my love isn't strict to a title or how someone feels about me or if I feel about them or whatever. If I love someone, then I genuinely love someone, and there's nothing that can come between that. Even if someone hates me, or even if I in turn dislike someone or whatever, it doesn't change that I love them, unless I genuinely unlove them, like, I'll never move differently or spiteful or anything like that, and maybe that's the biggest thing, because I try to live by that and live unbiasedly and treat people kindly and treat people, like, I don't know, just go over the top for people, and I'm not selfish enough. And I think, I don't know, I seriously think that maybe, I don't know where I'm going with that. I just know that I pour too much of myself into everything else, and I don't take anything for me. I don't do anything for me. But yeah, that one didn't turn out good. Yeah, I was depressed in high school. So that was freshman year. That set up my entire life, essentially. Or early life. I won't say that. I won't give her too much credit. She'll probably be laughing and smiling at this with her whoever. I don't even fucking know. I haven't seen the girl in forever. But yeah. That set me in a pretty hard downward. I was pretty depressed. My grandpa, essentially my second father, my family, I'm so grateful to them because my dad's side, my mom's side, I love them to death and they're my family, and, it's never going to change, like, I love all of my family, but they are harmful to each other and they like faction against each other, and I guess that's a normal thing in families, and I didn't know that because on my dad's side of the family, it genuinely feels like I don't know, like movie family, you know what I mean? Like we're all sweet, nice to each other, we're all kind, there's ups and downs, but it's not like, some fucking spiteful snake shit or, life-altering, detrimental thing, we all are here for each other, and even if we can't help in the minute, we look out for each other. So having that contrast and, having that family value, it showed me that, I had a really gold family, and that's part of the reason why, well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that's a reason why, but I'm very grateful for that, and it's like that my family is number one, and when I consider my friends my family, it's saying that they are, like, I would literally do anything for them, you know what I mean? Like, they are family. Like, we're a team, we're here with each other, so But yeah, my grandpa passed, and he was, you know, essentially just another instance of like what happened with my dad, and it was just as harmful because, I was as close to him as I was my dad, and I knew him for longer. I didn't know too much of my dad because I was still young, like I still felt the same pain. And when my grandpa passed, it was on my birthday, so that set, I don't know. I don't even care about my birthday. I don't celebrate. I didn't really celebrate as a kid because I just didn't. But that was just like an extra kiss on the ass, like almost like I'm being tortured or mocked. But yeah, when my grandpa passed, that really hurt me because we did everything together, and he taught me a lot of the things I know. I don't know. I wouldn't be the man that I am in principle without him, without multiple of my family members. But he set everything in motion for me. So that was a very hard thing for me, and it once again turned into a resent for God, because it just wasn't right. It just wasn't right. I've had multiple family losses. A few of my tias, my aunties, my great grandma, she just passed, and these are all people that I love so dearly, and it's just not fair, and I don't know. I feel like with this most recent, it's just like I'm so hurt, and everything hurts, and I don't know how to navigate it anymore. Like I don't know anything. All I know is that it just hurts, and I don't know. I get caught up in words. So I guess we'll stop talking about that. Yeah. So after that, I went into therapy because I don't even know how that happened, but I guess maybe my mom signed up on it. And I talked to the therapist, and she was real cool. We talked, really just hung out. It was time for me to just, I guess, not be in class, not just sit there and think about everything that I hate and think about everything that has hurt me and everything that makes me sad and everything. So I guess it was a change up, but even she saw that I wasn't adolescent in my mind. I spent years and years of time in my mind that almost feels like it accelerated my age, because I spent time in my mind just thinking about why everything, and I guess that's what makes me good at my job nowadays, because there's nothing where I'm cracking under pressure. I'm not even fazed by things. It's how do we solve the problem? People at my job say you're so nonchalant, but I don't know, it comes natural, and I guess that's the plus side of trauma. But yeah, I want to turn the AC on because it's hot, but I don't know if it's gonna mess with the audio, so we'll leave it off. Yeah, I guess after that, my mom kicked me out because I was depressed. Well, no, she didn't kick me out. My mom is a lot. And it's a lot to talk about, and I feel like I'm gonna cry when I talk about it, but I guess we're at that time. 30 minutes, Jesus Christ, I've been yapping. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to start with my mom. Like, I've had moments where I hated, moments where I didn't care, I guess now it's, I don't feel anything, It's like I can get emotional because the wave of the strong emotion, that intense feeling of when I was there, I can like empathize with it, like self-empathize. Is that a word? Or, I don't know. But nowadays it's just, and everyone says like, oh, it's your mom, you only get one mom, forgive her, oh, when she's gone. I don't want to hear any of that. It's insensitive, it's presumptuous, it's not right, like I understand trying to motivate people to mend bonds, but there are some things where it just doesn't, it's not possible. And everyone's living their life, and I tell people this nowadays, even like people that I was working with, like we're all living our own lives, and we all can only do by each other as we see fit, and sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it's right, but it's our choice at the end of the day, and whatever you choose, you have to live on it, and accept it. And if you don't do something, more than anything, you should be doing the things that you want to do. You shouldn't be doing anything that you don't want to do or that you regret or anything like that, and making mistakes, yeah, that's fine, that happens, and that's just all part of the process. But you can't really, I don't know. Everyone is their own person, You don't have to live life abiding to others or, conforming to what's normal or people pleasing, etc. But I have no sympathy for my mother. I don't feel anything, From early on, I really, I was raised right. I was raised to love my mother. I loved my mother. I loved her to death. And I would do anything. I mean, literally anything. Anything over times 2, times 3, times 4. Anything. And that didn't mean anything to her. And it got so bad to the point where I would beg and plead. I would say it. And it wouldn't matter, And maybe she couldn't see that because she was living her life, but I don't know. I can't. What do you want me to do? She couldn't even apologize to me. She couldn't admit fault. She couldn't do anything. It's like there's some expectation for me to fix something or for me to be okay or calm or normal and act like nothing happened or all is forgiving or like fix an inner monologue for her, and it's just not the case at all, like she, for one, she fucked up our whole living situation, I guess. I don't know the specifics, my family, my mom's side of the family is kind of cutthroat, so one side tells me, oh, she fucked it off with this guy, which I believe. And the other side tells me, oh no, like my mom tells me, oh no, it's your uncle and aunt or Thea. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It sucks, but it doesn't matter to me either way. What matters to me is that my mom brings in some fucking ex-con 400-pound abusive fuck. That's beating on me and my sister, and at this point, it's like, and even my fucking cousins, like people that aren't even, well, we're not his children anyway, but people that he definitely shouldn't be doing, and my mom won't do shit about it. And I tell her, I fucking tell her like, hey, like this isn't okay, and I'm a fucking kid. I'm fucking 6 years old, like 7 years old. I don't even know how fucking old I am. I'm fucking a little fuck, you know what I mean? and she fucking leaves him and is coming back, and you know, is fucking, he's cheating on her and shit, and she's fucking, you know, taking him back, you know. He's still doing that shit to this day. Even to this day, you know, I'll see like some random ass fucking account, and it's like a fucking TikTok account, some shit, you know, he tries to fucking gangbang or whatever, and it's some fucking account where he's just fucking flirting with bitches or on some bitch's page, or, you know, all this shit. And I'm like, you know, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You know, my mom's, that's her business, you know, and I, you know, whatever. But like my part, and I think where it really hurt me, is that, you know, I started to get to a point where I would accept all of this behavior because I thought maybe it was my mom's love. And where I cut that off, you know, like, yeah, I was getting thrown around and, you know, bottles thrown at me, fucking scars left on me, bleeding, you know. I mean, everything, you know, even this dude would fucking mock my dad being dead, my family, you know, he'd be racist, you know. And he's, for reference, I'm black and Mexican, but he's some fucking overweight Mexican guy. And my mom, she wouldn't do anything, you know. And the part where it started to really affect me was when I don't know what age it was, but when I finally got old enough to really not like it, you know. And I'm not a coward, and it wasn't, from the jump, it wasn't acceptable to me, you know. And I would stand up and yell and, you know, argue back and do all this shit and just get my ass thrown around. But, you know, when it came to my sister, that's something that I did not like at all. And, you know, I'm trying not to talk too much on here about it because it makes me feel angry more than anything. And I've genuinely felt that, you know, like, I was always a small kid, you know, I was just a small fucking kid. But I felt like later in life, if I ever felt even the slightest disrespect from him, I would kill him. I would kill him. And I didn't like that because I'm not supposed to do that, but I don't know. There's so much with that it's inexcusable, and I don't know. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, so my life all my life pretty much was spent living in an abusive household where my mom has her boyfriend cheating on her, abusing me and my sister, verbally, physically. You know, I don't even want to think about anything else because I don't know everything, and, you know, it drives me crazy to even think that anything would happen to my sister, because that would make me throw my life away, you know. I don't even want to think about it, but that to me is the scariest thing, because my mom's in that situation, she still wouldn't do anything. And that to me really makes me fucking angry. Not only at him, at my mom, at fucking everything, because that to me would be the last straw, you know. So I don't know. My sister doesn't talk to me too much about it, you know. But I'm pretty sure if something did happen like that, she would tell me. So I'm pretty hopeful, and, you know, that hasn't. It's just when I think back to stuff like that, I think, you know, like, what if? But I always consider the worst, you know. So fuck, man. But yeah, you know, my mom, she is the person that she is, you know, and that's just what it is, you know. And it was years of that, years of constant, you know. I mean, it would be on points where she would even team up on it, you know. She eventually had kids by this fucking guy, which, you know, I love them. They're still my brothers, but, you know, it just made situations worse because now, you know, at that point, I didn't care about me, you know, like, fuck, whatever. You can outcast me. I don't care. I care about my sister, you know, my sister being treated like she's an alien in her own home, you know, and that to me was unacceptable, you know. And it got to the point where every day I was arguing with this man, you know. I didn't care anymore. I didn't have any fear. I mean, yeah, I was fucking scared. I'm a fucking 100-pound kid and this fucking guy's 400, 500 pounds. I'm not even joking. 400 fucking pounds, you know. I just wouldn't care anymore, you know. And I never put my hands on him seriously. I never put my hands on him at all. Actually, the only thing I ever did was defend. That's all I could do. It's a fucking 400-pound guy, you know. My mom would constantly say, she would tell my family that I'm fighting at home, that I just try to start fights and all this fucking stupid sheep fucking minded shit, you know. Trying to fucking get the tip of his dick fucking wet and shit to fucking satisfy him and have this happy family fucking scenario, you know. And all this fucking shit, you know. And I try not to put blame on anything, you know. I try not to, you know, oh, it's this, it's that, you know. But my mom is the one thing that I can't fucking do that on, you know. No matter what, I can't not blame her because she's such a fucking dumb bitch. Everything of fucking about her, like, from everything she's did in my fucking life, like, and I'm not, like, yeah, I'm fucked, whatever. My sister, she has a great life now, you know, like, but I don't like the fact that she had to go through any of that at all, you know. And I mean, I was old enough, you know, I was like 15 telling her, like, why the fuck you don't see, like, I don't even care about me, you know. Look at my sister, you know. Like, how are you gonna sit here and let this happen? And you know, I don't know, man. And then, you know, like, yeah, anyway, my fucking mom, you know, she kicks me out. Well, she doesn't kick me out. She tells my family that I'm starting fights with this fucking guy, and, you know, I need to get out and all this shit, you know. So I moved back to Chicago. We're in Ohio, because, you know, like I said, fucked up the house, so we're in Ohio. So now my sister's just fucking over there, you know. And that to me was another heartbreaking moment because I don't ever want to be away from my sister, you know. So I can only imagine the shit that she had to go through, and that to me is like, I don't know, that's something where I can't forgive myself for, because I'm the one that's supposed to protect her. And, you know, I don't know, you know, it's already done, so I can't go back. But all I can do is, like, really just fucking hate, you know, the fucking people involved, because it's like, I don't know, it's just not fair, you know. And that's life. But, you know, I don't know, I was a fucking kid, you know. What am I supposed to do, you know? I don't know. It's like everything in my life conflicts with each other, because I don't know, if I didn't give a fuck, right? Like, if I didn't give a fuck, I don't care about whatever the fuck, I would have just fucking solved the problem myself, you know. But it's like, I have so many things in the back of my head. I have to make people proud. I have to live for people. I have so many things, and I can't do fucking one of them, you know. And it's, I don't know, I guess that's where I got to the point of making this, because it's like, what am I doing next, you know? So yeah, eventually we get to a point where my sister comes over here, and I went and got her. I picked her up, and this fucking mom's not even home, just leaves her shit on the front, and my sister just fucking leaves without a word, didn't give a fuck, and my sister, she's younger, she forgives her, she loves her, she talks to her, and that's good, and I'm happy that she does that, and I'm happy that it brings her something, but I will never ever talk to my mother ever again. I don't even have like I don't think I even have a problem with her anymore. It is so unforgivable and so disgusting that I don't want to ever. I don't want to. I don't want to be involved. I don't care about anything. I don't want any parts of it. Any parts of it. And it's fucked up because I have brothers over there, and I still love them, and I there's so many conflicting feelings because I have so much hate for their dad and my mom, and it's not a good thing, but what am I gonna do? I can't undo it, especially not for this fucking guy, this is some fucking stranger beating on me and my sister. We're fucking kids, we're fucking kids, like, and I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, mocking the fucking dead, being racist to fucking kids. You're a grown-ass man, dude. I mean, just degrading shit, like, everything. And the crazy part is, this fucking living life thing still goes that way because, then he would break down. He would sit there and fucking cry to us fucking kids and tell us, oh, my dad, he did this to me, and, it's so, I don't want to do any of this. It's so, oh my God. I don't care about that shit, man. You are making the decision you make. You're a fucking joke and a failure. Shit is fucking embarrassing. I wish for just one instance, I don't need anyone. I wish that for one fucking day I could be the man that I am today in one of those situations, because no one deserves to go through that shit. Not me, my sister, no one. This is a fucking grown-ass man beating on kids. I don't even know what to say anymore, man. Like, I don't even feel like I've vented anything, I just feel like I'm just sitting here chatting, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what's gonna happen to me, In the later years, fucking the latest fuck up in my life, it's the fucking girls. I already talked about the job situation. I've lost 2 careers, 3 now, on a fucking girl because, all these fucking days that I'm taking off of work, from being sick, from fucking throwing up, from fucking, just not being in a fucking mental or physical fucking health, because I'm dealing with someone's fucking ungrateful ass daughter that doesn't even give a fuck, that doesn't even give a fuck. I'm over here saving lives, losing real fucking careers, and she doesn't give a fuck. This is her fucking cup of tea. This is her fucking drama time. And I'm sitting here like a fucking idiot thinking these fucking girls give a fuck. They don't give a fuck, man. They never do, and I say, oh, it's not all of them. It's not. It's fucking all of them, man. It's every single fucking one. There isn't a single one. There isn't, And I'm not on no misogyny shit, but dude, I don't know. You legitimately have to, like, I don't know, you just have to focus on yourself. And, either settle. No, not even, because you can't do that. You just have to focus on yourself, and when you're old enough, you'll find your person. There's no Disney love, Prince Charming love. I think that's the problem. It's not even like I'm trying to love perfectly or whatever. I genuinely care for these people, and I want to see them succeed, and I pour every single fucking ounce of my soul into it, just like I do fucking work, and it's for nothing, that's not what they want, that's not what they want, this Prince Charming love shit, it just occurred to me, like, it's not a fucking, I don't know, it's not a fucking thing, like, that Prince Charming love shit is a guy who's exceptionally fucking good in life and treating people, and a person who is exceptionally lucky and rare to exist and be accepting and willing of that. Life just isn't that. So I can't even blame these fucking girls for playing my dumb ass. What the fuck are they supposed to do? They don't know what the fuck, like, of course they're gonna fucking play my ass, so that's on me. I should be player, I should do this and that, but I didn't, and I can't. Like, every girl that I've had, I've loved dearly, I've treated right, I've done all this shit for, and it's been for nothing. It's been for nothing. Whether they cheat, whether they don't take it serious, whether they're just not loyal, whether, whatever the case, it's always one of them. I haven't had a single breakup that wasn't a fucking cheat scandal or some fucking backward shit or abuse or whatever, and I'm not trying to paint myself to be some fucking grand superhero or, oh, I'm the good guy, do no wrong, It is, I don't know, it's been legitimately just these people doing so wrong to me, and like I say, it's not their fault, it's mine. I shouldn't be so trusting, I shouldn't be so willing, and then I shouldn't. The thing is, I'm not even so trusting, because I tell them, my boundaries. I tell them, like, hey, lying's a hard cutoff for me. If you lie to me, it's just not gonna feel good, and I don't like that. I feel like we should be honest with each other. There's nothing where you would have to lie to me, and if you feel that you should, this just isn't the thing, and they'll sit there and lie to me. They'll sit there and hide it. They'll sit there and lie to me, just do the off shit, because whatever the reason, it just happens. So there's not really much more to say about that. Even my latest, like, I thought we were really good for each other. She was really sweet. I really liked her. None of that shit was real. She didn't give a fuck. She was a fucking gold digger on top of it. She fucking chats and shits with her friends talking about shit in my life, how I'm fucking struggling with my fucking 3 jobs, how living while trying to fucking pursue EMS, like, I can't fucking take her to every fucking thing she ever wants to go downtown, and she proclaims that's her love and she needs that for her love, and I saw the red flags. I knew what it was. And even though she told me, you know, and even though she told me, no, it's not like that, I knew, like, I've gotten to a point where I could at least just accept that, yeah, they are gonna lie, you know. And I gave her so many chances, and I still, you know, still, you know, it's the same, you know. And then after the fact, come to find out, she's talking behind my back the whole time to her fucking friend, you know, talking about, you know, the shit I just said, you know, talking about my mom's situation and all this shit, you know, mocking me for my mom, you know, like, and it's not even like I got a fucking mommy issue, you know, no, my mom's just a fucking evil person, like, I don't even care, honestly, like, it's done already, you know, like, there's no going back, or I don't have some permanent fucking grief, or, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the fancy word. Fuck, not taboo, fuck, I can't think of it, but, you know, I don't have this grand fucking, you know, the shit with my mom, it's whatever, you know, all I care about is my sister, you know, that's beyond me, you know, like, yeah, I'll get emotional about it, and it's a pretty big significant thing in my life, but it's whatever, you know. And even less so for these fucking girls, you know, like, as much as they irk me and hurted, Jesus Christ, sorry, it's late, as much as they irked me and hurt me, you know, it's just hurt, you know. So all the girls that thought they were gonna click this and, woo, Andre's crying, fuck you, bitch. I do not care about y'all, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, I love every single one of you, and I always will, you know, except for the ones that there's a select few of y'all know who you are. The ones that legitimately, you know, have moved maliciously against me, I do not love you, and I revoke that love, and I have told you that, and I don't want any parts of you. But the girls that, you know, we just didn't work out, or, you know, maybe you moved a different way and I just couldn't accept that, you know, I still have love for y'all, you know. And it's not some, oh, there's potential, you know. There's no potential, but my feelings are true, you know, and that's just how it is. That's how I am. So that's all. But yeah, man, my life has been a downward spiral, you know, between fucking girls, not fucking girls, but, you know, girls, between girls and my mom. So really just all women, you know. But I don't think it's because of women. I just think it's just life, you know. It's unfortunate circumstances, you know. And maybe if I cared less, or didn't give a fuck, or was a piece of shit, or et cetera, I could just float through this life, you know. Like, there's so many people I could use, there's so many avenues I could take, you know. I could just be a fucking criminal, you know. I don't have to do any of this EMS shit. I can just fucking scam, steal, rob, you know. And here I am trying to do my earnest in this fucking world. I got fucking Black Fire Brigade on me. I should take this fucking shit off, you know. Like, I try hard to do my fucking hours there, you know. I took time off at work, you know, double fucking down on the fucking shitting on me to do community service, while also still trying to fucking pick up and work so I can live, so I can have somewhere to fucking stay and not starve. And I, you know, towards the end of it, I'm like, hey, you know, like, Marionette Park's really opening up. You know, I really want to work for Marionette Park. I want to work on a fire department. I want to keep going, you know. I want to be a paramedic one day. I want to help more people. Like, I want to do this. Any compromise, you know, I'll pay a tuition thing. I'll set up a pay plan. I'll pay you the full amount back, you know. I just need someone in my corner to help me. And they still, and I can't knock them. This is not some fucking shit on the BFB moment, they're doing great work for people. It's just unfortunate that I couldn't be a part of that, and something that I've come to learn again. Well, at first I feel like I would always do things myself and do things on my own so I didn't get disappointed, And I think what I've learned recently, extending from that, is just that I won't accept help from anyone, because anytime that I accept help from someone, it's harmful. It always sets me up. It doesn't even set me up for disappointment, because it doesn't even get to that point. It just sets me for drawbacks, for more trials and tribulations, and a part of me feels like, all of this is because I resent God, like, oh, I'm really going through the ringer, but I refuse, I refuse, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking change my ways and, oh, God turned me around and here's my story. Fuck that shit, man. After all the shit that I fucking been through, all the hell that I've fucking been through, every single fucking bit of it, all these fucking 26 long years, I've been sitting here fucking frowning, being alone, being hurt, hungry, etc. You think I'm gonna fucking, oh yeah, God did this, God did this, fuck God. I don't care about that shit, man. That, it's done, that, all of that concept, everything, it's done nothing for me. Nothing. Have faith, have nothing. There's nothing in this world, even if there's an afterlife and there's a fucking damnation of hellfire waiting for me. It's the same shit up here, Whether I'm dead, alive, wake up every day to it. It's the same shit, man. It's the same shit, And sure, maybe it's a lot worse down there, burning in fucking fire every day, getting tortured. Yeah, it's definitely worse than my earthly tether, but it's just part of this life, I just feel like, I don't know. If there's gonna be anyone in charge, I need a shift change. We need to switch the positions. Put me on the cross. I don't want to be the one to abide by this fucking, what the fuck? By this fucking, dude. Am I tweaking? Why is like part of my mustache like clumping together? Okay, my bad. I don't want to be part of this fucking, fucking, what's the word? Like cult of people who are so dependent on an entity, I don't want to be, I don't subscribe to that, and if anything, yeah, I just don't, and it's no disrespect. I just can't. I can't, I don't have, and that's the other thing. I just don't have it's not that I don't have the motivation or drive, because that's all I have at this point. It's just that I don't have the willingness to smile. I don't have the personality to smile, I don't know, in all these spaces that I go into and people that I meet, I look the same and I feel the same, and whatever they say is just, whatever they say, I don't really have much to add, or, I stay out the way. I just focus on me and try to live my life, and even that, it's not enough, I feel like the fucked up part is I feel like until I accept God in my life, it's going to keep being this way. And to that I say, Christians, you got it. You got it. because everything in my life, it just feels so coincidental, you know. I was about to have my own house. I was about to be in a 2-bedroom apartment. You know, my friend at work, you know, he put me onto this place, you know, it was a blessing. He put me onto it. I was about to move in. All I had to do was keep fucking working my job, you know? And I was gonna be homeless either way. My plan was like, all right, well, if I don't find anywhere, I'll just fucking sleep at the station, you know? I have no qualms with that, you know? Keep giving me work. I'll keep working. I'll make it work. I'll fucking work out of any situation. But what happened? The funniest part, you lose the job and the apartment. So now I don't got shit. You know, and the next thing is this fucking car. You know, once I lose this car, then we're really having fun. So I guess that we're nearing the end now because I'm getting exhausted and tired. I've been job searching all day. I've been starving all day. I guess we talk about what's next, you know. I'm gonna have to make a decision fast. Right now, 50% torn. A big part of me really just wants to go live in the wild, you know, to just abandon everything in this fucking fucked up world, to go live out there, you know, hunt on my own, probably just fish. I don't want to fucking fuck with no bears or anything. I mean, I would, but I don't want to be doing all that, you know, just fucking live life, die when I'm old, and be done with it, you know. I don't feel like I don't need anyone. I don't need help. I don't want anything, you know. I feel like I'm on the fence right now, but I'm getting close to that point where I accept that I'm just giving up my dreams, you know, that everything that I've ever done was for nothing, you know, and it's time to say goodbye to it, you know. So, but I don't think that's a negative thing, so if you guys are worried about that, well, if you guys see this, sorry, I'm used to streaming, so it's like I always feel like I'm talking to someone, but yeah, if, you know, anyone's seeing this, you know, if you feel like, oh no, don't do that, it's so sad, it's not sad, you know. I'll still be on the earth. I'll just be in a different form of communication, you know. I'll be living my life, doing my own thing. I'll still be working out. I'll still be eating. I'll be eating some way, you know. I ain't helpless, you know. I'm a grown man. I can do some things. So plus it would be cool, you know, to be a nice little learning experience, you know. My plan tomorrow, well, today, is to go to the library. I brought some herb books, you know, I got from my auntie. I was gonna read up on them. I'm sure that shit's probably outdated, so I won't be touching too many plants if I go out there, but you know, just eating food, or looking up how to, like, maybe deworm some meat, you know, just general shit, you know, how to jerk some meat, stuff like that. I don't even know. I would have to study geography for sure, because I'm going to be needing to know climates, stuff like that. I'm sure there's going to be something I forget, but being as knowledgeable as I can is only going to benefit me, you know. And then the other option, you know, is giving it one more time, you know. Starting over again for the 4th time now, you know, that my bank account has hit absolute zero. You know, just start over. Learn from my lessons. Learn. Because all it's going to take is another girl that, you know, after so much time has passed and I think they're so serious and I believe what they say and I fall for the same trap and I let it trickle into everything in my life, but I think I'm done with that, you know. I think more than anything, like outside of the experiences, the age has formed me to become resilient to it, you know, and I feel like no one can change me, you know. I'm not impressionable. I'm always going to be the greatest. I'm always going to be the best. I'm always going to strive for the best. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I can't be a fool again. I feel like, and I hate that because, you know, someone that is wanting to receive love should receive that, but I don't know. I think me deciding for myself and choosing is the best course of action, you know. And I'm not really lustful. Like, I mean, I guess I am because I enjoy pretty girls, you know. Oh well. But like, it's not anything to where I'm destroying my life over it, you know. It's just I will surround myself and then keep it at that, you know, be friends, cordial, whatever, you know. I don't like to be doing everything with everyone, but, you know, being cool with people is fine for me. It's just I have to draw my boundaries, and I think I can do that perfectly fine now, you know. I don't see myself really being even flirtatious with people, you know. But like I said, it just takes one, you know. One girl, I don't really smile, but I'll see one girl and she'll make me smile, and then all this fucking talking's for nothing. But we'll see, you know. The only way I truly learn is if I live differently, so that's just what it is, man. But yeah, you know, oh yeah, the other option. So it's either go live in the wild, which is pretty likely. I would say it's about a 60% likely. 30%, you know, is start over, really get this shit back going, you know. I'm still working on this roofing place with my friend. It's commission based, so if you guys need your roof inspected, let me know. It's completely free if you're in Chicago. Even if you're not in Chicago, man, wherever you're at, I'll come. It's a free roof inspection, you know. Getting you signed up for that gets me money in my pocket. And then, you know, obviously, if you need the roof swapped out, we get you approved, you know. We get you approved like $10, $20, up to $40,000. That's money for you, money for me, you know. Yeah. And then while I'm doing that, you know, like I said, go to the library tomorrow, apply. I keep yapping when I'm supposed to be listing, so I'm just gonna yap and then list at the very end. You know, go to the library tomorrow, apply for more jobs. I really want to go back to bartending. My ex put me on this app called Instawork or whatever. I'm not even gonna call her that because as nice as the thought of her is, she just, you know, do wrong to me. But it ain't that deep. Like, I don't resent her. I would probably still give her a hug or whatever, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. She's chosen her life, so. But anyway, she put me on this app called Instawork, and I gotta set up it's like a screening thing tomorrow, so I'll do that. But it's basically like you pick up jobs for the day, I guess. And I've seen a few bartending ones on there, which is pretty cool. I hope my Bassett isn't expired, but it's been 2 years since I bartended, almost, so it probably is. So that'll be cool. But yeah, you know, the main problem with trying to start over is that I need money to sustain myself. And if I run out of money before I can replace the income source, then I'm broke and homeless, which is going to be, at that point, too late to make an executive decision. At that point, I'm going to be forced in a situation. Do I go from homeless, broke EMT to fucking ruthless, whatever I need to do to survive? Or do I just stop that at the bud and go live on my own, go be in the wild? Obviously, the main issue with that is I would definitely be stuck out there because my car would just rust out eventually, unless I keep it. But once I go out there, I'm not worried about coming back or whatever, But I guess the other option. What's the other option? Oh, I could just go and follow the passions, keep doing it, which that's just a pipe dream. It's really cool seeing the stuff that happens, in the FGC and fucking music fields and all that. I could pursue my talents. I could go be an artist. I could try my hand in making music. I could try to be a professional fighting game player, but truth be told, I'm not, I'm not master of any. I've split myself across so many talents that I don't excel in any of them. I'm just above average at best. If I gave up this life and all my money to go play some fighting games and just perform midly, at best I'll be someone's pity party. Oh, look, this guy's homeless, send them a GoFundMe. And that's not to mock the people that have done it, or even the people that would help. It's just that I don't want help. I've made mistakes in my life, and this is a way for me to learn to not make mistakes, to not make misjudgments, to not do anything wrong, but just to thrive, and having someone bail me out or having whatever, yeah, it's practical, it makes sense, but nothing ever works that way. It's just I'm going to make it better, so as cool as it would be to go and travel now that I guess I could freely travel now, I just don't think I'm gonna do it, because the thing is, dude, this shit is bugging me. Why does it keep going back? I think I have some scissors. I'm gonna cut it because fucking shit. But the thing is, I would love to do that, right? But I would love to do that normally when I'm streaming, when I'm doing everything. I'm not doing any of that now, I would just be traveling and playing, which I would love to do. But I have nothing else, I would travel and play for a year, and then I'm out. That's it. And it's not even, dude, I shouldn't be joking, but it's not even like I'm playing Street Fighter, bro. I'm playing fucking Dragon Ball, bro. TNS not signing me up on no fucking Dragon Ball, dog. Y'all let that game flop, bro. I blame Hook. I still blame Hook. Fuck Hook. Not actually. He's cool people or whatever, bro. But he started that sheep mentality, man. Fuck. I wish people loved DBFZ. I mean, people do, but it's just, so many contradictions in it, bro. The game's got play DBFZ. I don't play no fucking Marvel. Yeah, I want to play Marvel. Frankie be ducking me though, so. But yeah, man, I miss my friends. I miss my family. I miss y'all, man. That's all. But yeah, next steps. This video has been very long and it's been kind of depressing and very all over the place. So if you've even made it this far, thank you. or something. I don't know. It feels weird to say thank you. Like, I'm kind of low-key torturing y'all. So, but yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, I guess. But yeah, man, it's either, okay, I think we listed all the options. Yeah, okay, so it's either go live in the wild, 60%. Start over, secure job, try to secure a job. This one is not even guaranteed, but like secure job, do things, DoorDash, InstaWork, whatever I have to do, make money. A phone bill is probably going to come off at some point, but that's just what it is. I'm going to have to stop paying for my car again, so my car is at risk of being towed if they catch me. I don't even know if they're going to track me. If they track, let me know so I can avoid that, but if they do, then, you know, it just is what it is, and I'm out of everything I've ever owned. And then 10% just go full unemployment mode, game around the world. Okay, if I do the game around the world part though, I'm still playing Dragon Ball, dog. Like, I don't care. That game is the best game ever. Competitive. Marvel, I would love to play, so we'll throw that on there so TNS could fuck with me a little bit. You know, they could fuck with your boy. And then I guess we gotta throw on 2X or Street Fighter, whatever, you know? Like, I guess. But yeah, man. That's where I'm at right now. So, I don't know if I'm making another video. I don't even know when this is dropping. Like, maybe this drops and I'm dead. Oh, man. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Well, it wouldn't be dropping then. It would just be, like, my family watching. So, if that's the case, you know, laugh with me. Don't be weird about it. No. I wouldn't do that, man. I can't do that. You know, I can't. But yeah, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know when I'll be back. I don't even know when I'll be back on my feet. And if I'm living in Minecraft mode, then I'm definitely not. You definitely won't be hearing from me again until I'm like fucking Craven the Hunter and 40 years old. Well, he's like 30, but you know, 40 years old and finally returns to society and everything's way different. I wonder what the brain rot's gonna be then. Yeah, if I do that, I'm gonna come back. See, that's the one true reset. Like, no social media will faze me. Like, I'll be like, pack this guy up, bro. But yeah, man, everything's gonna be okay. Life's gonna be okay. You know, shit gets hard. And yeah, I'm overwhelmed in the moment, but everything I said is not, you know, misjudged. I'm not overstimulated or, you know, whatever. I'm making level-headed decisions, you know. So I think what I'm gonna do right now is, you know, really try to stay working and turn this around. You know, I have a bunch of bills, city bills that are stacking up now because, you know, it's just what it is. Eventually the car debt is gonna come back. Phone bill is, like I said, probably gonna get cut off soon. So, but yeah, you know, it's gonna be all right, man. I'm not someone that can lose, you know, no matter who tries to hold me down, what tries to hold me down. Guy up there, I'll never lose, you know. So, but yeah, thank y'all for hanging out with me, man. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I don't know what else to say. You know, I want to chill here. Like, it feels like I wish I was talking to someone right now, but, or you know what I mean, like talking and y'all talking back. But you know, I can feel it. I can feel it. Someone smiled right now. But yeah, I just, you know, I want to say again, you know, I'm I'm grateful to all the good that's happened to me. All the bad. Almost all the bad. But yeah, man, you know, I really love my family. I really love my friends. All of you guys, you know, all you guys in the Discord, you know, my DB fighters guys, all the new friends, the people that I've met playing card games and shit, you know, like it's a good feeling when, you know, even the smallest thing you can share with someone else. So it's a really good feeling, you know. I guess oh man, I haven't learned shit. You know, I don't know. I feel like even though everything that has happened, and this is to you, Miss T, my little LARPA. I don't know. I still feel like after everything that I still love you, and that's okay, you know? Like, maybe we don't work out, and maybe we can't work out, and that's okay, you know? We're two different people, and yeah, you know? I'm sorry for the tears that I've made you have, you know, but I think, you know, sometimes people are just incompatible, you know, and even though we would really like to be lovers, or maybe I would and you don't really care for it, you know, maybe that's just not where we're meant to be in this life, and something like that is okay, you know. I'm just happy that you get to live your life and all that. Okay. The emo mode. Bruh, do you know she introduced me to Twilight? And that nigga, what's his name? Edward. That nigga's him, low-key. He said, what'd she say, Bella? She said, you don't sleep? She said, no bed? He said, no. She said, what'd she say? You don't sleep? Like, ever? He said, no. Oh, man. But, yeah, you know, I don't know. I don't have any hate for you, girl. You know, I only love you. But, you know, I can't keep you when you don't want to be kept, you know? And maybe you think you do, but you don't live that way. And that's okay. We're young, you know? Like, you're 20, you just turned 24. Happy birthday. Happy belated. You know, I didn't forget, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you, and I was just so overwhelmed with everything going on in my life. But you're 24, baby girl. Like, you're okay, and you're gonna be okay. And I know you're going through a hard time too, so, you know, stay strong in this, and if I can help, you know, I will, but I don't even know if you're gonna be able to get in touch with me, so I guess time will tell, you know. Things have a way of working themselves out, so. But yeah, if you see this, you know, if it's not so if it's not so godly of me, you know, I forgive you, you know, and I hope that you forgive me, you know. I feel like we could have treated each other better and been kinder to each other and more patient with each other. Yeah. But yeah. So I got, that was my little TED talk. Sorry y'all. I had to get a little personal. Back up. That's my shorty. You know, it was, you know. And don't start that shit. Oh, you take. I don't care about that, man. But yeah, you know, family, friends, everyone. I love y'all. Sucks I lost my job, you know, especially when I really love doing EMS, but sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. So yeah, you know, I think main priority, again, I'm in Chicago still, so main priority, I'm gonna try to live this shit out and get a job and start bringing in some bread. You know, I'm gonna try to I guess apply for hospitals, because that's something you can do. I thought you needed a nurse thing. You don't need shit. So I'm gonna be applying to these nursing places and hospitals, just so I can entertain, you know, maybe that Chicago and EMS will be kind to me, you know. Which again is crazy, you know. I have to pay an arm and a leg to fucking go take a class to want to help people, you know. I would fucking do that shit, and I would do it for fucking fun, you know. Like I would give everything to be a firefighter, you know, to spend my days working hard to help others. You know, I would do that. You know, like, I don't know, I'm crazy like that, you know. I like working hard. But yeah, well, I forgot what I was saying, man. I'm sorry. It's fucking 3 a.m, dude. I'm tired. I've been crying. I had a long day. I packed all my shit today, threw it in the back here. And my fucking trunk's stuffed full of clothes. By the way, if you see me, do not rob me, bro. Come on, G. I don't got shit in this bitch, bro. I got a fucking drill, and I'll give you that bitch. I don't need it. Yeah, I literally don't got nothing in this bitch, man. But yeah, man. First goal, I'm gonna try to live this shit out. I'll give it like, I got a select amount of money, so I'll give it a little bit of time, and if that doesn't work out, you know, I'm going to the wild. But I'm also gonna use this time to, you know, just take in life. You know, I kind of got a different perspective on life now, where I just feel like, you know, like I've already had like an outside looking in kind of feeling about it, but it's a little bit different now, you know. So maybe I'll just go to the beach and relax, talk to people if I feel inclined. I don't like talking to people though. I mean, it's not that I dislike it, it's just I'm content being alone. And I like to talk about interesting stuff. Like, it's so cool when I find someone, especially when it's a girl, like we can talk about like life and theory and shit. But it's like, with any gender really, you know, like when we can sit there and talk about shit that I care about, that's cool. Because usually I'm talking and it's like, oh yeah, okay, and you know, consoling in others and whatever. But when there's a mutual thing, it's like, oh yeah, this is peak. But yeah, you know, go to the beach, maybe go to some bars. You know, I don't go out at all, so I haven't lived any of my young life as a Chicagoan. I've just been spending my days working and shit. So, you know, I try to do all the right things. I didn't have a life really, so maybe spend some of it. I would say go on a vacation or something like that, but I don't think I can leave my car behind, because for one, someone might break into it, and two, I don't know where I could leave it. So maybe not that wild. I mean, I guess I could go on a road trip, but then I'm limited on gas and money, and it's gonna be a one-way trip, you know, and at that point I'm going rogue. So we're just gonna try to live out some things in Chicago, you know. Go outside, have some drinks, maybe talk to some girls, flirt a little bit. I don't want to get involved with them though. It's an enjoyable time when you can go out, have some fun. There's this, oh my god. See, this is why I say I don't learn. There's this girl, and she's at, I'm not gonna say where she's at because I don't want, you know, Oh Lord, dude, this would be the one time where shit actually like, oh my god, I'm mega viral, and I get Kai Cenat moment, and Kai Cenat and Mr. Beast team up to give me a house, and Chicago Fire Department wants me to work for them, and they help me become the man that I want to be. And this would be the one time that happens, and I dox like everyone ever. Like, but there's this girl, and I'm not sure of her ethnicity, but I want to say that she's maybe of Middle Eastern descent. At least Muslim, I can say for sure. But she is very beautiful, and that made me smile today, which was a good change up because I haven't smiled in a little bit, so that was cool. But we talk. Well, we don't talk really. I just say like hi to her, and she says hi, and it's like extra conversation, you know. Like she doesn't talk to the other customers like that. I'm so stupid, but you know, it's a nice interaction, and the energy is nice, and I would like to talk to her more, but clearly I'm not in a situation to be doing any of that, so it's off the table. It's just, you know, it was a good feeling today, so I thought I'd bring it up. But yeah, man, I'm about to get out of here. I'm sick of crying and talking, etc. I'm about to down this water and grab my blanket back there and get some sleep. I don't think I can leave my car on all night, so I'm gonna crack a window or something and not die. But yeah, man, thank y'all for hanging out with me. I really do love y'all, man. You know, if you're trying to reach out to me, probably can't, you know, just reach out to my family. If any of you guys want my shit too, let me know. I have it at my friend's house right now. I'm not gonna be using it for the moment. I mean, ideally I get into a place and then life's just fixed, but you know, that's not gonna happen. So yeah, you know, like if you need some stuff, I'll let you use it, and hopefully I can get it back when, you know, life's good. If not, you know, it's just life, I guess. But yeah, man, I feel I keep going in circles here because I'm not like trying to leave, you know. It's going back to being alone, all alone. Yeah, I'm really like I'm so grateful for you guys, you know, like the people that I've met in my life that have elevated me are the best people like in the world, you know, like all my friends. Fucking, I mean, I've had like friends look out for me like I'm their fucking mother, you know, like it's, I don't know, dude, it's a really good feeling, you know, and I want to do the same for them, so I have to make something of myself, you know. I want to do right for me. I want to take care of my family, you know. My family took care of me. I want to take care of them, you know. So yeah, I love all you guys. I love my real family, you know. All you guys are great. And I guess I should have said this earlier, fuck. You know, if you see this and, you know, you feel like you wronged me, anybody, don't feel that way, you know. Life, you know, we're all living our life, you know, and sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, you know, so don't feel like this is your fault or you could have done more or any of that stuff, you know. Like if I needed help, I would reach out, and I don't need help, okay? So I will be okay. It's just gonna take me some time to, you know, get back on my feet and get back to where I need to be. That's all. So yeah, that's all I got to say, you know. The cut though. Oh man, I'm gonna lose so much muscle, but I'm also gonna lose fat, so Jesus Christ. So I guess that's a good thing. Dude, I've been crying so much. I haven't even cried. Dude, I haven't cried in such a long time, but I'm crying like a kid right now. Like I can like smell the snot, you know what I mean? Like that's like a kid's cry. Like you smell the snot type of shit, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like I'm about to the cut though, because I'm gonna be starving. Oh man, this is not like psychotic crazy laugh. This is just me, you know. I just be joking, bro. I've been making jokes all the time, you know. I could be on my deathbed and I'm gonna get up and hey, you know. So it is what it is, man. I want to share more smiles with everyone, you know. I feel like to me that's my happy place, you know. Being with my friends, doing what I want to, and smiling with them, you know. It's great. It's really great. Yeah, man. That's all I got to say. I guess final statement, final part 4. The way I want to live my life from now on, I'm only ever going to do what I want to do. So I'm going to try to abide by this job thing and, you know, do what I need to and get a job and turn this all around. And I you know, I want to pursue that. But at the same time, like additionally, I'm not going to jeopardize. I'm not going to do things that I don't want to. You know, how do I say this? I am confident in myself to that no matter what, I will live. I will see the next day. You know, even if I have to go in the wild, I will do that. I'll go hunting, I'll go fishing, whatever, you know, like I will survive. I am a survivor. I'm not a loser. I'm a winner, you know, so I'm still on the fence, but I brought my books to study some religion to keep myself educated. I brought a few sketchbooks, so maybe I get back into some art, but you know, it's all really early, so time is just gonna tell. But you know, just closing statement, you know, I want to live my life and I'm going to live it selfishly. I'm going to live it doing what I want to do, and I'm going to do something that I can be proud of. You know, I've lived a lot of my life trying to live up to like what I should be doing and what would make others look good and where I should be and all this stuff. And I haven't been selfish, you know. I haven't been greedy. I haven't been, you know, trying to do anything for me, and I'm gonna do that for me, you know. So wherever that takes me, you know, I guess we'll see. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. So I'm about to get some sleep now, and yeah, I guess we'll see where it goes. So thank y'all. I love y'all. Yeah, man. I hope to see y'all soon. Bye.